Nightbeat starts right now.
A popular Northside Chinese buffet appears to have had its final health inspection. What Tim Gerber learned about plans for the new business. But first,
a teenager fighting for his life tonight after being shot twice in the chest. This all happened just a few hours ago outside a convenience store on Kitty Hawk Road near Tupper Wine and 1604.
That's where Converse police tell us the 18-year-old was sitting in his car when several people approached him, and one of them shot him twice in the chest.
He is in the hospital tonight while Converse police officers search for suspects.
It was horrific. It was just horrific.
We are very happy to tell you tonight that this man right here is alive, but he was almost killed by a pack of dogs. His next door neighbor saved him by fighting the dogs off with batons and sticks.
It happened early Wednesday morning in the victim's own front yard in the 7400 block of Fieldgate. It's not too far from 410 and Highway 151 on the west side. The night team's Patty Santos talks to the hero neighbors who are demanding tougher penalties for bad pet owners.
If we would have came out like 2 minutes later, they would have killed him.
Rudy Pantoja saved his 76-year-old neighbor as a pack of dogs mauled him in his own front yard early Wednesday morning. Pantoja says Max de los Santos could barely be heard screaming for help.
The German Shepherd had him by the neck, and the pit bull had him from the leg.
Rudy's entire family helped fight off the vicious dogs, even standing guard armed with a gun and baton as EMS got de los Santos into the ambulance.
They were trying to attack anybody that was in the vicinity.
Our neighbors are our angels.
Max's wife, Beatriz de los Santos, spoke with us outside the hospital where he's sedated.
It was horrific. It was just horrific.
She's grateful he's alive, but also angry that their complaints to the city about the animals in that house were ignored over the years.
They've been roaming for over a year or two.
Animal Control Services says a German Shepherd mix and pit bull were removed from the house and are in a 10-day quarantine. The owner was given a citation for not having them restrained. We tried to reach the dog's owner across the street, but no one answered. Another dog was seen in the backyard.
I would like for some stiffer penalties to be put on these dog owners.
Neighbors fear and wonder what it's going to take to stop these vicious attacks in the city.
Too many people have experienced this, and too many calls have gone unnoticed.
And Beatrice says this was a life-altering event for them. Tonight, police tell us the dog's owners is cooperating and could face charges, but it's still early in the investigation. Animal Care Services says there have been previous calls to that home, but could not tell us how many. Steve, Stefania.
Thank you, Patty. You feel for that gentleman tonight. A Bexar County grand jury has indicted a pair of dog owners in connection with a deadly attack. You may remember Christian Moreno and his wife Abilene Schneider faced charges of attack by dangerous dog causing death and reckless bodily injury to elderly. The Bexar County District Attorney says the couple failed to restrain their dogs and did not have proper fencing before a fatal attack with their dogs. First responders found their 3 dogs as they attacked 81-year-old Ramon Najera in February. He died of his injuries. His wife Juanita survived. She was actually there today, the DA's announcement.
Now, since that very attack in February, Animal Care Services has been under pressure. The department has asked the city to approve $26.9 billion for its budget. Now, the money would help pay for 29 new positions in the 2024 fiscal year. And ACS is hoping that that would help reduce its bite call response time from 30 hours to 16. And also, the department also wants to improve its response for critical calls from 44% to 64%. Critical calls, by the way, include calls for aggressive dogs or also reports of neglect or cruelty. Now, that $26.9 million, just a fraction of the city's $3.7 billion budget proposal. We have a full breakdown of that proposal, along with a list of the remaining budget town halls, which, by the way, you are invited to attend. Right now, you can catch it on KSAT.com. So now I'm going to give you a moment so that you could read this very message here from our KSAT Weather Authority app.
Yeah, triple-digit streak ends That's a big question. So you're saying there's a chance, Adam?
I think there's a pretty good chance our streak of consecutive 100-degree days will be coming to an end early next week. It's not going to happen immediately, and that also signifies a chance of rain as well. But tomorrow, another hot day just like today. And we're 106 today, tomorrow 105. That's 78 at 7 a.m. Noon already 98, and then 105 the high, which would tie the record for the day tomorrow. But look at the trend. This is what I was talking about earlier when I sent that push alert out to the KSAT Weather Authority app for the update. By Tuesday and Wednesday, looks like we'll dip down to around 97 degrees, and that's as rain chances return. We're going to talk about those rain chances and what it hinges on in just a bit.
Thank you, Adam. New tonight, a manhunt for a suspect accused of shooting a Harris County Sheriff's deputy, leading to another Harris County Sheriff's deputy and a U.S. deputy marshal being shot. Happened while they were confronting that suspect. And now that suspect, Taryn Green, may have barricaded himself in a house. Details are still coming in. Right now, we know the two wounded deputies are in the hospital. The Harris County Sheriff tweeted that both deputies are in good condition. The sheriff's office says there is no threat to anyone in the area where this is unfolding. Stay with us on air and online as we work to get you more information on this developing story.
Now, Governor Greg Abbott's border buoys are making headlines once more.
Yeah, a federal court filing says the majority of those floating barriers were actually put in Mexican territory. Texas has previously claimed constitutional authority over deploying those buoys. Now the U.S. and Mexican officials are talking about how to proceed with all this.
Well, the Justice Department sued Texas last month, demanding the buoys' removal. A hearing in that case is scheduled for next week. Okay, so back here at home, you're about to see a lot more construction on our roads. Governor Greg Abbott just announcing that Texas is investing more than $140 billion in transportation infrastructure, and San Antonio is getting more than $5 billion of that. Now, some of those projects are going to be along the following roads: the 410 interchange at US 281 San Pedro, which is often congested, especially during rush hour. US 90 from 410 to Loop 1604, Loop 1604 North from US 81 to Redland Road, and Loop 1604 North from Redland Road to Judson Road. So you probably want to know when this starts. Well, it's unclear exactly when that's going to happen. But of course, as soon as we find out, we'll let you know. By the way, another school district in the area is considering consolidating campuses. This time, it's San Antonio ISD. The
district held its first of many meetings tonight, presenting its so-called right size study to parents and staff. That's what the district is calling it.
The Night Team's John Paul Barajas was there and shows us the data as well as reaction from the people who were there at the meeting.
If I had the choice, we would stay the way we are.
I'm actually for it. I want my kids to have a good education.
Since Mountain is fully enrolled, it has a full staff and offers a wide range of programs.
San Antonio ISD is considering closing or consolidating some of its campuses come next school year. While nothing is finalized, the idea of what SAISD calls right-sizing is getting mixed reviews. The district says its student enrollment has dropped by more than 18,000 students since 1998.
It is a bit of a wonder why we don't have more enrollment, but the numbers don't lie.
School officials say a declining birth rate and a lack of affordable housing are to blame. Because of the drop in enrollment, the district says its smaller campuses cost more money to run than the bigger ones.
Kids can benefit from having more staff and then more money to get better equipment.
That's why they can afford a full-time music teacher.
The district's right-sizing study states consolidating can help provide more resources that include more officers and mental health professionals, more electives, and reducing or removing classes with mixed grade levels. But there are still concerns.
Having to travel, transportation, things like that.
And too many students in one classroom has both parents and educators worried.
It puts a barrier up. We're not making sure that we're differentiating the way we're supposed to. We're not, ensuring that our special needs population, even any of the other demographics that we encounter, that their needs aren't getting met.
John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Now, this whole process is just beginning. Tonight's meeting, the first of more than a dozen community meetings planned through September 18th. That's when the district will present a preliminary list of closures or consolidations.
The school district wants to hear from the community, from you, about this through October 30th, and then it's going to make a final recommendation November 13th. Any changes are going to be implemented next school year.
Get ready for a new season at the Carver Community Cultural Center. The Carver unveiled his 2023-24 lineup today. Its executive director had this to say about the upcoming performances.
So we have something for everyone. We have dance this year. We have theater this year. We have a lot of amazing jazz artists and R&B vocalists. So it's going to be a really exciting season.
Yeah, they have some great shows there. The 2023-24 season starts October 20th with Step Africa. Carver guests can also look forward to shows with Grammy-winning performers like a cappella group Take Six and jazz singer Samara Joy, along with Oscar nominee trumpeter Terrence Blanchard. We've added the full lineup for the Carver's new season at KSAT.com.
Okay, so here's a recall alert now for all of you Trader Joe's shoppers. The company is recalling its multi-grain crackers with sunflower and flax seeds because they could have metal in them. Now, this applies to the boxes with a best if used by date between March 1st, 2024 and March 5th of 2024. Trader Joe's says that customers should bring back those boxes to get a refund or to just throw them away.
Are you proud of the 75? Of course not, you know.
A health inspector found plenty of violations behind the kitchen door at this Mexican food restaurant. The interesting claim the manager made to our Tim Gerber about that inspector. The manager of a Mexican food restaurant claimed the inspector wasn't feeling their energy when she gave them a low score last month.
And a Northside Chinese restaurant is undergoing some big changes after its inspection.
The Night Team's Tim Gerber shows us what was happening behind their kitchen doors.
China Harbor, located in the 17,000 block of Highway 281 North, got an 80 on their July inspection. It also appears to have been their final inspection. The business was closed this week when we stopped by, and crews were clearing the place out.
How long have you guys been working? For about a week now.
The inspection report stated the business was going through an ownership change. A sign on the front door says they closed at the end of July, and a new seafood and sushi buffet will open in its place later this year. Alamo Cafe in the 14,000 block of 281 North earned an 82 on their July inspection. Equipment was dirty with grease and debris. There was mold on surfaces where glasses are stored, and some caulking was also moldy. Workers were caught adjusting hats and blowing their noses, then continuing to work without hand washing. One worker handled food with their bare hands. The inspector gave them 10 days to clean things up or face a re-inspection. El Charro de Jalisco at 8388 Marbach comes in with a 75. Food in a walk-in cooler was way too warm at 70 degrees. Other foods on the cook's line were also above temp. They were all put on ice. Employees didn't wash their hands. Those unwashed bare hands were then seen touching tacos that were served to customers. Manager Miguel Garcia came outside to talk. He claimed the inspector just wasn't feeling their vibe that day.
She wasn't low-key, like, feeling our side, like our energy, so I mean, that was, I don't know if it was personal, but that was on her.
But you guys are doing a better job, you'd say?
Yeah.
Taqueria Nuevo Vallarta in the 3400 block of Roosevelt also earned a 75. They had to throw out food cooked the day before because it was too warm. Food that was above temp in a reach-in cooler under the grill was also tossed out. Knives in the rack they were stored on were dirty with food debris. Workers weren't washing hands or changing gloves, and the cook was touching food with their bare hands. The inspector left a long list of items to be corrected for a re-inspection. For Behind the Kitchen Door, Tim Gerber, KSAT 12 News.
A windswept Wolf Stadium, a windy day at the Wolf, turned into a delayed game for the Missions. The team says a wind gust took out part of the batter's eye screen in center field.
Now, luckily, CPS came to the rescue. It helped the field crew, and the game got going. All right, good stuff.
Now, I speculate that was a dust devil.
That's what I was wondering. It seems like it'd be more than just a regular gust.
We didn't have any real regular gusts that would likely be capable of that, but we have seen several dust devils around town.
Yes, you talked about one last week.
Yeah, and sometimes you can't even see them. It depends if they pick up dust and any kind of, grass and debris. So construction sites and the quarries around town, that's where you see most of them. But we could actually rinse a little dust out of the air in the days ahead. Cross your fingers, though. This is no slam dunk. Let's get right to it. Taking a look at our rain chances. Nothing until we get into next week. Tuesday, we're at 40%. Wednesday, we're at 30% with the chance of some tropical moisture to head our way from the Gulf of Mexico. Earlier today, we're fortunate between Midland, Abilene, San Angelo. We had a few showers and thunderstorms pop up, but that was the exception and really agriculturally insignificant. Now, the big blue H, it's not directly overhead. It's going to still influence our weather for several more days, but then it shifts northward. And what that does with the clockwise steering wind around these highs, that opens the door to push energy and moisture from the Gulf of Mexico our way. We just have to find that energy, and it looks like it's going to move into the Gulf by Sunday and then get steered toward Texas early next week, especially Tuesday timeframe. Right now, the National Hurricane Center has a 30% chance of tropical development. Right now, when we say disturbance, we're talking about upper levels, a little ripple in the flow to help generate showers and storms. Low end chance it could turn into a tropical system, but there is that low-end possibility that we have to watch. This, however, the rain with it could come inland anywhere in Texas. That's the big question. Remember, we're trying to predict a system that hasn't even formed yet. We can't even measure it yet, but we're trying to predict where it's going to go. One of the more consistent models is keeping that precipitation generally south of Highway 90 and south of San Antonio, but a lot can change between now and Tuesday. So I'm just sharing that with you because it's one of the more consistent models as of now. But this far out, usually I don't like to be in the bullseye of the rain because things end up changing this far out. So here's what we know. The disturbance enters the Gulf on Sunday. Rain hits Texas on Tuesday. The question is, what part of Texas does that rain hit? Brownsville, San Antonio, Houston, all possibilities. And we're also going to watch for that potential organization and strengthening in the Gulf. Now, the newest drought monitor is in. It's not good. It's actually worse, of course, than last week even. 71% of Texas in drought, some of the worst drought right up and down I-35 and 281, especially in the hill country, Fredericksburg, Kerrville, Bandera, Bernie, Fair Oaks Ranch, even into San Antonio, New Braunfels. We're in that extreme to exceptional category. Compare that to 8 weeks ago. It's a much worse situation. I'm going to step off so you can see the big difference. This is 8 weeks ago. I know, still some drought, but now it's even worse. Even where we didn't have drought along the coastal plain, now in the severe category. So we need all the rain we can get. All right, let's talk temperatures quickly. 106 today. That was a record by 2 degrees here in San Antonio. Many records broken across the state. I highlighted them in these blue boxes. Wichita Falls up to 113 for the high. Del Rio, 110. That was a record. Our count is at 52 right now for 100-degree days so far this year. Consecutive 100-degree days, we're at 19. The record is 21. We're forecasting to break that record by Sunday. 105 tomorrow, 104 Saturday, Sunday 103, even Monday in the low 100s.
All right, Adam, thank you.
All right, Cali camp is done. The Cowboys are heading home.
They are. First, they're going to go to Seattle for a preseason game, and then they're going to go to the Star in Frisco to continue getting ready for the upcoming season. Now that camp is done in Cali, what does Dak Prescott think about things and how they went? Plus, Ramon Richards, a local football legend, gave back to Sam Houston in an awesome way today. Coming up.
Football coverage brought to you by Davis Law Firm.
The Dallas Cowboys held their final practice in Oxnard this morning before they leave for Seattle tomorrow, where the boys will face the Seahawks Saturday night in preseason football. 3 weeks in Cali have come and gone, and the Cowboys are feeling good about the work they got in.
Yeah, I feel like we accomplished a lot, honestly. I feel like you have a direction and a plan when you're trying to come in training camp, and I feel like we accomplished that. I mean, I think you can see that yesterday. You watch practice, the passion, the energy, the excitement, the confidence with this team showed out there just in a little bit of scuffles and then the back and forth. And I would think that what you get right there is 2 units that are ready to see another unit.
No fighting today, just a group breakdown at the end to wrap up training camp in Oxnard, California. Out in Houston, the Texans and Dolphins wrapped up 2 days of joint practice at the Methodist Training Center. This is always a great way to test yourself and to break up the monotony of camp. Texans first-year head coach DeMeco Ryans is pleased with the outcome of going up against the Finns.
Yeah, I thought these past 2 days were very productive. I think yesterday was good, and we came back today and had another really good day of practice, and it went really well to me. Got really good looks offensively, defensively, against different schemes, different players, and we accomplished what we wanted to accomplish out of it.
Texans are scheduled to hold a walkthrough tomorrow, and then on Saturday they'll host Miami at 3 p.m. at NRG Stadium.
Man, what y'all wearing on the first day? On the first game day? That all white, them all whites, huh? We had to bust y'all down to all white cleats, man. We had to bust y'all down to all white cleats. So.
All whites, love it. So this man right here, a product of East San Antonio, and recently retired pro football player Ramon Richards surprised the entire Sam Houston High School football team with brand new cleats right before the start of the season. You know, that's got to be sweet for them. And a little birdie tells me there's more to come for other programs in San Antonio. The BRAC alum makes it a point to give back to athletes from his home city with football camps, mentoring, and of course, new swag.
They crispy white, you know, go with our uniform. We wear it a lot. We like all white, so it matches perfectly.
Yeah, I needed their attention first. I knew they wouldn't listen to me unless I brought something. No, I'm joking. But the main thing is to give to them, and then, you know, give them a message. Anything I can do to inspire them, and just if I can just change their trajectory towards their future just a little bit. You know, that's what I want to do, and not only inspire them, but if I can inspire them, I've inspired their siblings and their parents and whatever that may be.
That's really motivation, because we never had that before, so that's really motivation to push harder, have a good season.
This is just a piece of what Richards is doing for local athletes. Next, he plans on opening a community center in inner city San Antonio. In girls high school volleyball, Antonian College Prep is off to a great start at 9-2 this season, entering a tournament in New Braunfels today. They've defeated big dogs such as Clark and Brandeis, and that's no easy task at all. Last year, they went 36-12 overall, advancing to the TAP 6A state semis. Facing big-time schools is exactly what this team needs as they prepare for a very tough district and another deep playoff run.
I think it's really good for us and important, just the fact that we've seen all of these UIL 6A teams and we're beating them, and just the fact that this is great practice for us going into district and what we're going to see for the future at state.
I feel like it also gives us a grasp of how to play in certain situations. They have some really big hitters, and that's things that we're going to see coming up in the future. So I felt like it gives us some good preparation, and playing together as a team is always an opportunity for us to create better chemistry with each other. So that's something that we really enjoyed.
Coach McClure says they're not relying on just one person this year. It's been a team effort. The Spurs are heading to Austin this coming season after the break. Wemby will play his first NBA regular season game right here in San Antonio. The Spurs today released their 2023-24 regular season schedule, and the Spurs will have 22 nationally televised games. The Wemby effect, because I think they only had 2 or 3 last year. San Antonio will open the regular season October 25th at home with Luka and the Mavs. Their first road game is October 29th at the Clippers. They'll face the NBA champion Denver Nuggets November 26th in Denver, and the Spurs will host Boston at 6 p.m. on New Year's Eve. They'll open 2024 on the road at Memphis. The 9-game rodeo road trip takes place from February 7th through the 27th, and the Spurs will close out the regular season April 14th at Detroit. And yes, the Spurs will play 2 more games in Austin, this time March 15th and March 17th versus Denver and Brooklyn, and the Moody Center will host both of those games.
We're getting closer to it.
We are, and closer to football.
I still kind of have mixed feelings on the Austin.
I know.
I get it.
A lot of people
wildly
do,
playing there. I get it, but anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Let
Larry.
your feelings known. Yes. We'll be right back.
Looking ahead, maybe this is the perfect weekend to adopt a new member of the family. San Antonio Pets Alive offering free dog or puppy adoptions through Sunday at its rescue center on Highway 151. All pets come spayed or neutered, vaccinated, and microchipped.
But are they wearing sunglasses when you get
I think that's part of the deal.
Okay, cool.
I don't know.
Hey, this is part of the deal. Our Rin Turley in New Braunfels hung a rain rock for us. Cross your fingers.
Hopefully to make
Keep
it
them
rain.
crossed. Yes.
Not the one to do it in Iosa to not rain.
You're right.
Good night.
Yeah.